What's going on, everybody? Today I will be unboxing and reviewing a piece that I have been waiting, it feels like forever for, because I've been so excited to get it. This is the Heat Boys Mecha Leonardo. First impressions, this thing is an absolute beast. It is heavy, the box is huge, full of cool details, cool pictures, and I had to sort of rejig my setup here to fit this thing in to do the review and the unboxing, because the box is quite literally one of the biggest boxes I've ever unboxed at my desk on video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The box itself is a pretty heavy duty box. On the front, we get this really great kind of profile picture of Leonardo, Mecha Leonardo. On the side, we get a bigger, wider shot of the figure itself, fully loaded up with all the weapons. We will get there, don't you worry. On the back, of course, we get way more detail. We get, the full call out of the figure. We get the, how the turtle loads in. Got some action poses, some sort of call outs to the accessories and weapons and things that he comes with. And then, the full picture of all the stuff that we're going to get in the box. So let's get this thing open. Inside the box, we get 3 trays. We get a tray with the base as well as the adapters and sort of bracket pieces to mount some of the weapons. We get a tray with most of the weapons as well as the mini turtle pieces there that will eventually, if you get all the turtles, of course, build the turtle van, as well as the little mini turtle pilots and then the little standalone figure. As well as the main tray, which is going to give us Leo's head, Leo's shell, as well as a couple weapons there. We also get this little folder with the instructions. The instructions are in Chinese, so there's English on there as well, just to sort of mention what everything is. But I question whether the translation is going to be great, but I don't think I need it. I think the pictures are going to be enough that I should be able to get through it. There's not really much going on here that's going to be that complicated in the end, to be honest. So I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. As I mentioned, the turtle van. So once you get all the different turtles, we will be able to put that turtle van together, which I'm really looking forward to. So stay tuned for that part. And then a bunch of poses that you get with the figure as well. Pretty cool. First impressions, this guy comes with a lot of stuff. I mean, a lot of stuff. The adapters, first of all, there's like an adapter that will mount pretty much every one of these weapons. All the weapons are wild. You get, 2 of most things. So you get 2 of these. The little drum here rotates. Great hits of metallic. Really nice deco through and through. Little, hits of detail with very, very tiny words that I don't think the camera is going to pick up, but that's okay. Then we get the 2 shorter blades. Now these are metal, as far as I can tell. They're heavier than they look. The blades themselves are painted, so you get black on the top, then silver. And again, we get this metallic blue hit. There's a stripe through the center there that has a nice blue hit, which is really, really nice. Hole through the center so that the hand, which we will get to, the hand has a nub on it so that it'll hold the weapons just about perfectly. We get this bigger blaster type weapon that comes with, of course, these little ooze canisters, and these ooze canisters are are separate, so you can load these in or take them out in a translucent green plastic. And again, this thing with the deco, absolutely fantastic. This has the notch as well, so that it'll hold in the hand very, very well. A little bit of metallic on here as well. This also has a little function where you can slide that thing, presumably to sort of mimic loading it or whatever. Again, very, very nice. A lot of this stuff too is going to be labeled TMNT 01, as Leo is as well. He gets this shield. This shield is really, really cool. Again, great deco tampos. We get some kanji up top here. It says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's small, but it's there. It is small, but it is there. A lot of the little details are echoed throughout the figure. Again, like I said, TMNT 01 on there as well, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on there as well. So we see sort of the same thing repeating, which is pretty cool, because if it's, if this is a giant mech, presumably, it'll be sort of branded and have labels and things like that. And this is actually 3 separate pieces, and they are awfully snug. And I don't want to pull on it too hard, but just to show you, the pieces come off. And again, there's port holes for all this kind of stuff. So this all ports on. You can plug it on to Leo. He can carry it as a big shield. There's a whole bunch of different combinations that you can do. I guess that's what the instructions are for. I thought I wouldn't need the instructions, but I think I'm going to be wrong on that one. I like it best as a shield, just as one piece. But we will see. I'm going to try to mess around with it. Try a couple different configurations and see what I like the best. Then, of course, it is Leo, so we get his swords. There's a slight curve to this. It's not sort of a solid straight line. But again, we get echoes of the shield, echoes of, his chest, TMNT 01 on there. And these are very cool. These, again, just like the daggers, are metal. And again, just like the daggers, we have the hole so that they can be held very securely. We get the blades that are two-tone, so we got black at the top as well as silver on the actual edge of the blade. Some gold on them as well, and these look beautiful. These look really, really good, as does everything. This 100% lives up to my expectations. This thing is phenomenal. We get the little pizza slice. This is the pizza slice that is going to turn the lights on if I had the batteries in there to turn it on, but I don't. So it's not going to do anything for now. But anyway, then we get these again, as I said, 2 sets. We get the black. So that's going to be the wheels for the party wagon, as well as the pilot, as well as, you get your just sort of standalone figure. These are really, really fun. I'm debating whether or not I'm going to paint the black version and keep the green ones as is. But the green ones are pretty cool. So for like the first release, they're doing, I guess the first production run gets these, or the first, I don't really know how it works. I waited a long time, and I'm pretty sure this wasn't like the first production run, but I'll take it. Interestingly enough, this is numbered, so all the parts have a number. You can see 1, 11, 2, 22, so that when you get all the parts together, you can build the party wagon. But that's sort of everything that comes in the box. First impression, he is really heavy. I knew it was going to be heavier, but it's heavier than I anticipated. There is a lot of metal in this figure. The posability is there. It just takes a little bit of time to kind of get used to. I'm going to try to get some of the accessories on him, maybe get him in a little bit of a vanilla-y pose, and then, you know, kind of give my first impressions slash final thoughts. Getting the pilot in is super simple. You just got to open up the shell, which is super, super cool. Great detail in there. Silver, as well as a lot of detail work in terms of the sculpting, design. And then you get this tiny little turtle figure. And let me see if I can get him in here safely. He's so small. I want to make sure that he's in there securely. There he is. Spin that around so that he's piloting, so he's facing forward. Close up the shell. And then he's ready to get all the accessories loaded on. So all these little ports are, all these little holes are ports where you can add accessories and things on. So I'm going to put as much stuff as I can get on him, just to sort of see how much stuff loads on. He's really heavy, so that's man, this is really, really cool. So I said I wouldn't need the instructions, but of course I'm desperately in need of the instructions because there's so much detail, there's so much stuff going on. It shows you like where the holes are, where there's more ports to mount more accessories, which accessories go with which, so which adapters go with which, and sort of how you mount them, stuff like that. The shields themselves, like if you split it, you can turn the shield into like hip armor or shoulder armor. Like I said, I'm just going to use this shield as is for now. But yeah, like tells you where you can sort of load everything and so on and so forth. And then the base is really cool, and we'll take a look at that too when I've kind of got this guy all together. Quick look at some of the articulation. The arms, rotate at the hands, rotate at the wrist, rotate at the bicep. The shoulder pad thing sort of gets out of the way, so you can get pretty good articulation upwards. And that'll rotate all the way around. You'll also get, like a great bend in the arm. This is also on sort of a joint that comes out. So you can get, you can get him to cross his arms over in front. Man, I am absolutely butchering this. He's really stiff out of the box. So that's part of it, is that I'm not super familiar with all the articulation, and it's very, very stiff. But like I said, you get good articulation at the elbow, the wrist joint. The fingers have several points of articulation. So, you can get him to grip all of his stuff. There's even, articulation so that the fingers will split or go closer together. So for the Mecha Raft that's coming, he'll be able to hold his size the way we all want him to. Um, there's just so much articulation in this. It's going to take me a long time to get used to posing it because it's going to be very, very easy to pose. There's even, there's ab crunch, and when you sort of crunch the ab, the shell itself kind of folds down so that you can get it to lie flat. Great articulation in the leg with a bunch of moving parts, so you can kind of get it to pose up how you want, and not have anything get in the way, which is pretty cool. And pieces that sort of unlock as you move it out, and then you got to lock them all back into place when you pose them back up. And there's a good example there. So that gets out of the way so that the leg can get really, really high. But it's nice and tight, so he's going to hold his pose really well. Got ankle rocker. Got articulated toes as well, like each of the two toes is articulated. And then the foot articulates on top of that. So plenty of articulation everywhere that you're going to want it. The accessories looks absolutely awesome. I'm going to get them all loaded up and then give my final thoughts. All right, overall impressions of the Heat Boys Mecha Leonardo. This thing is absolutely stunning. It is a beast. It poses great. The articulation scheme is fantastic. If you are a fan of Ninja Turtles or a fan of mechas, this is a great, great pickup. I got mine from eCollectibles.ca. I think he's still got a few left. Don't sleep on this. Get yours now.